Hi, welcome to the Snom studio. Today I'm joined by Oliver Wittig, Snom legend and DECT guru. My name's Jason Green from Snom Marketing, and today Oliver's going to tell me about the Snom M500 DECT system. Oliver, perhaps you could tell me a little bit about what that system actually comprises.
So M500, let's say we at Snom, we have all sorts of solutions for very small customers, for operators, which ship them to homes even, and very, very large solution for hospital, etc. And all this is based on wireless technology DECT. And still, we somehow had a feeling something is missing. Yeah, and so we couldn't quite grasp it, and we understood that what is really missing is we just lost the small guy with his small shop, the small restaurant, the small convenience store. We somehow forgot about them. They are not operator driven. They are not super expert driven, whatever. The only thing they have, of course, wireless, they have a router. And at the end of the day, if you go to a shop like that and he needs to do something with telephony, the only thing he has is this. One cable. If you have this one cable and you still need to have some sort of communication system running, which is not just mobile or whatever on the PC, because in a restaurant, of course, there are PCs in reception and in reservation, people move all the time. So something needs to be done. And then traditionally, you just order whatever telephony system, they come with many experts and put it up. Yeah. And we do the same.
So yeah, that's interesting. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit, Oliver, about how the M500 could be used in what type of environment. Perhaps use an example in the hospitality industry, for example.
Okay. Well, yeah, hospitality. So again, we are not talking about super large restaurants. That's not our thing. We are talking about very small ones. So maybe you have 1-2 waiters. In the kitchen, you have a couple of people, and then but you still have a lot of people moving around. And again, your focus of your business is food, not how can I reach my guy in the kitchen at the right time to get better cheese or whatever. Yeah. So let's say if I'm the owner, I know this. I know that somehow I have a telephone line behind this. I can connect it to that one, and then I know from other small businesses or in general from standard technology that via DECT. It's very easy. I give a DECT handset to my waiters or myself, and we just move on in our business. So that's let's say the absolute standard thing. No extra wires because it's wireless, of course. Yeah, decent quality, no problem. So everyone has that.
Great. So, in other words, you've got a restaurant and they perhaps have an existing telephone network there, copper cables, that kind of thing, back to the old PSTN network in the restaurant. And as you know, in 2025 we've got the switch to all IP taking place in the UK. It's already happened in Germany and other countries as well. But in the UK, 2025 is the deadline. Mm. I would imagine there might be a few people who aren't quite ready, perhaps in the hospitality industry as well. Mm. They're suddenly taken a little bit by surprise, perhaps, and wondering what's a quick and easy way to overcome that particular problem in quick time as well.
Okay.
How can the M500 help them?
Yeah. I mean, it's quite obvious. I'm German, so we are past that. And I can tell you all IP, it's not funny. You just get whatever cancellation letter, and then tomorrow there's no telephony anymore. And then, of course, the first thing you do is something like that. Everyone has that, yeah? So one simple base, somehow it does telephony, who knows why, yeah? But this is the thing to move on. But what about all my copper cable employees? What happens in my back office, yeah? My traditional reservation, which call in, call out, or let's say by the minute, yeah. Even if it's a small one in London, I'm sure this is it's permanent, yeah. And what to do with that? The copper cable, to replace the copper cable, pure nightmare. Just imagine all these experts coming, ripping off your full shop, trashing something, telling you something about switches and extra cables and LAN and things you have no clue about. The only thing which you are interested in is serving good food. That's it. Yeah. So that's why we actually got that. You know what that is? It's a desk phone.
It's a desk phone, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Classic desk phone.
It's a desk phone. Oh yeah, super clever. So we have a POTS liner now. He just gives me an IP, IP desk phone. Yeah. That's the way we would have done it. That's why we understood there's a gap. So this one has no cable. This one has power cable. Okay, that's it. But it's the same like this, just in a different form. So this one is stacked, purely wireless. So in my back office, in my mini sales chamber, in my reservation, whatever, no matter what business it is, if it's hospitality or small, whatever, what is it, your favorite thing, yeah? Selling houses and thing. So, yeah, so you just put them. Whoop. One in a room, two in a room. It's stacked, it's power, it's nothing else. And it reacts the exact same way like this one. So call comes in, they both ring. You can take it, you can hold, you can tell to take the call. So everything you had on your pod system already. But again, no network people, no one who tells you that you need to upgrade your equipment, no extra expert. Focus on food.
So you can avoid having to get in an extra IT company to lay cables and take out the old system that was there. That could stay in there as far as anyone's concerned. I noticed, for example, on the desk phone here that it's got quite a large display. What can the user interface actually tell us on there?
Yeah. So of course the incoming call, you will see who calls you. Wow. Yeah, sure. But all those buttons, they have a purpose. Since the system is not depending on whatever complicated PBX. This is something maybe people do not quite get. But again, I'm the guy who cooks or who wants to sell food. I'm not the guy to fiddle with PBXs and systems and extension numbers and whatever. Yeah. So a complicated scenario. That's why this thing actually emulates something very, very basic and very useful. What does it do? Whenever I register a new phone, by the way, you can take a lot of phones. Yeah. You can take 8 devices like that.
8 phones, yeah.
8.
Yeah.
Parallel calls. So imagine, 8 parallel calls is a lot. You can register 10 devices. And these 10, they act as one. We call it shared technology, but no one cares, yeah? What it really does is, call comes in, they all signal on one of these very nice 6 buttons here that a new call is going to come in.
Okay.
So then the usual thing, okay, there's a call on line 1. Everyone sees that. And then there's a second call. You can pick it up here. All these LEDs in the desk phone, of course they signal it. Everyone who has the right can pick up the call coming in. So the classic thing is, again, I'm in a reservation. Yeah. So let's say I sit on my very nice, no wires desk phone with my desk. Call comes in. I see, okay, that's line 1. That's obviously a reservation line. I take the call. So when you want to come, okay, I need to check with the kitchen because this special trout, whatever, is not existing today, maybe. Yeah. So what you do, hold, and then very, very nice functionality. You have paging, and paging is also standard. No PBX in between. The paging comes from here. What is behind, you don't care. So you page your kitchen stuff. So how is it? Do we have this whatever special trout from some seas we don't want to know? Yeah, and you get your the guys get paged. They take the call. You do the auto call. You get back to the original one, and you tell him his answer. That's simple telephony, and telephony, I guess you actually need. No fancy, I don't know what, queues, transfers, something. Yeah, nothing fancy, just what you really need. And where does it come from? It does not come from your PBX reseller. and from the super expert who did the configuration. No. It's all in here.
Okay.
And what you actually did is you just said, okay, in this case, even it's the default behavior for the paging. You just do one paging group. That's it.
So it's a very simple system for transferring calls and reaching people.
Yeah. And convenience store a bit bigger. The usual thing is that shelves get empty, and then you hear this big paging sound, and then all of a sudden code 456 on cashier 3, which I guess means you need to go to the toilet or something like that. Yeah. So, but this can, of course, can be done easily.
Okay.
Paging group, blah 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 blah. People with this thing react, done. That's what we have, and that's what we believe finally closed the gap from super simple system to a super large system. But now for the small shop owner who does not want to invest in experts, not into rebuilding his full shop, and just do a bit of the telecommunication he needs to have. That's it.
Fantastic. So just to summarize, what we've got here is we've got a system which is as easy to install as you can imagine. There's no external help really needed to actually set the system up.
Yeah.
You've got something which is very easy to use in terms of transferring calls and contacting people within the radius of the base station. And then what you've got is something which is very easy for everyone to use that actually works within that particular business. What about security? I mean, that's one of the things which people are concerned about these days. It's certainly an issue which is something which a lot of people are thinking about. How are calls secured on the base station of the M500?
Let's say there's a very clear short answer. The security which you can do, we actually did. So that means on the cable here, on the IP side, every imaginable security is done. On this one, this is encrypted DECT, so it's not open DECT, so you cannot tap it or something. Yeah, it's quite high, quite high keys even used. So it's a secure DECT system. It's very simple, and yeah, that's the security you need. Is exactly what we have.
Fantastic.
There's really no fancy about that. Yeah,
sounds pretty straightforward. Yeah. Great. So my last question really is. What when people are actually those people who are actually offering these solutions on the market, what's in it for them? How can they benefit? And what are we looking at in terms of price and things like that? Are there any ways that customers can actually save money using the M500?
Yeah, think about again. I'm the owner. I want to do it myself, or I ring up my reseller around the corner who actually gives me this thing pre-configured. And for example, my paging groups, my support group, my waiter group, my whatever, just done. I mean, he cannot charge loads because it's very easy to do, but he gives you the full package. You connect it, done. So it's even better. So maybe you have one not super VoIP expert friend you really like to do business with, not the arrogant type. The nice ones, yeah. You go for beer.
Okay.
And, after he can do that. So the reseller has a very, let's say, an easy job. He basically can ship package. That's it.
Fantastic.
So in principle, a reseller should be happy because he can ship and forget. Does not exist. Don't forget that. Yeah. He still he has a customer relation. That's important. And the shop owner, he knows. He has what he needs, nothing else.
Right, okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Oliver. In a nutshell, that's the M500. You can find out more, of course, by visiting our website on www.snom.com and also our social media channels, which you'll be able to see shortly. So, yes, thank you very much for watching. Thank you. Thank you, Oliver.
Thank you.